Hello. I would like to thank you for coming here with me today. I've been following you for a very long time and you're the first guest on the versatility spot. So thank you for just being here with me today. One thing that really drew me to you was just your personal story. Can you tell us a little more about that?
So my name is Voycce. I'm a dark alternative R&B music artist. I came from Colorado to Atlanta with 4 bags, $2,000, and a dream. I've been bouncing around between homelessness programs, crisis centers, on the streets. I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to be stable and get this going.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. And were you doing music back at home or
So I did do music, but more on the producer side back in Colorado. But now I'm
okay.
doing more of the singing side.
Oh wow. When did you decided to make the transition from producing music to actually I want to start singing now?
As soon as I got to Atlanta, I was like, "This is what I want to. That's what I want to do. I want to be a singer. Being a producer is great and all, but I want to be a singer."
What slowly brought you into the alternative R&B?
When I started to lose everything, my car blown up, losing my children, losing my marriage, losing just everything, I was like, well, at least I still got music. And so I was like, well, I like R&B, but right now I'm not feeling lovey-dovey. Let me just do dark alternative R&B. And so
Now,
that's what I decided to do.
what drew you into the genre itself of dark R&B that was different from hip hop?
I would say when I listened to Bryson Tiller, when I listened to Brent Fayez, Black, even The Weeknd, back when he was in that era, I would say that really drew me in. I was like, man, this sounds amazing. I can do that too. So if they can do it, why can't I do it?
I always go on mission. Hollow is one of them, and that really drew me in. And like I said, anytime I think of Halo, I think of it like being Hawk, how Hawk carries on this mysterious type of vibe, type of energy. Ludacris had a way of helping you.
When I first met him, it was at for notes. It was an event where he would come in, listen to our songs, and then give us critique and feedback. It wasn't just him; it was like a whole setup. It was him, his beat maker, his manager, and his whole team. And so they all listened to my song "Hollow." So when they listened to it, they said that this is really good and needs a little bit of work as far as like song structure goes because it was a little bit too repetitive, right? And I was like, that's good. And then but they said, however, though, the rawness, the realness, the feeling, keep that. You're a great songwriter. Keep that skill up. Keep developing that skill as a songwriter. I had a breakup temporarily, and I was just crying out to God. I was like, I feel hollow, God. I don't know what to do here. Everything's falling apart again. I feel so hollow. I just started singing my heart out. I feel like things are going like a whirlwind around me. I felt that intensity. I felt it. And so when they listened to it, they were like, I feel that pain.
And that's the thing about music. It reacts as a positive therapy.
Because when it comes to dark alternative R&B, you could be experimental with this. Right now, I'm in the experimental phase, and so I'm just attempting to find my sound.
You always mention about your story about how you were homeless, that you have a job that you do outside of music. How do you bridge the gap between your personal life and the lyrics that you decide to put into your songwriting?
I would say just having boundaries and having that discernment and just knowing what to put in there and what to leave out. So it's just knowing when to have that discernment and have that boundary and to draw the line in the sand. It's like building the bridge, but at the same time, it's just like knowing what's on that bridge.
Also comes with authenticity. When it comes down to you being at a creative block, what do you go to get out of that?
So right now I'm going through a creative block right now because I have songs that I've written down. I have 2 EPs that I'm working on right now, and I'm about to go to the studio soon. But I've been having a roadblock because it's like, yes, the lyrics are written and the beats are there, but it's just like I'm just not feeling it. In order to get out of this beat block, I usually just take a break from it. I come back to it later. I watch some movies or watch some episodes, and then I come back to it and I go back at it because I've been experimenting with my sound more. I just develop my flow and I keep developing my singing, and I do one song a day. So just like to really get out of that creative block, I shake things up. And I get out of my current environment as well.
There are struggles with being an independent artist, and there's also pros and cons. And what is one of those pros and cons that you get with being a smaller artist?
I would say the pros is you have a lot of freedom and a lot of time to really experiment and learn the business as well. I don't have to think about, well, I got to be doing tours, and I got to be doing press releases, and I got to be doing rollouts, and I got to be doing content, I got to be doing all this other stuff. But being a smaller artist, you have time to really develop who you are and your identity. I would say the cons, though, is that at first starting out, you're going to have to do everything yourself, even if it is, and what I mean by that is not do everything yourself, but hire people to do things for you. Even if you are a bigger place and you're still independent, it's like a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and it's a not so good thing.
There's still some type of objective.
Right. Exactly.
And that's where you mentioned before with the Notes for Notes program and mentorship comes along. When you think about mentorship, what does that look like, and how can smaller artists get the more stable support they need?
I would say what that looks like for me is investing in yourself. It took me a long time to get to that mindset because before I thought, well, I deserve a mentor. Like, why does no one want to mentor me, right? So it's like you got to go out there and do it yourself. And then God was like, he's actually working, right? Let me help him out and throw him a bone, right? And so it comes together, right? God will meet you halfway. As far as smaller artists, you got to invest. Again, it goes back to you got to invest in yourself, whether it's time, energy, or money. You're going to be wondering, is this good enough? I'm going to make it, right? So why are you listening to them, right? Listen to somebody that's been there and done that. Go to them if you want mentorship.
That's the key word of the day is discernment. And I also had one-on-one with Ludacris. You also worked with a guy by the name of CEO Greg for your music video Anymore. And what made you decide this is the song that needs an MV?
I've been wanting to do this song for a long time. And when I finally did the song, I was like, I've been wanting to do a music video for a long time. So when I finally was able to get the money, I went to the person I needed to go to, which is CEO Greg. He's a good friend of mine, great colleague, also a businessman too. Shout out to you, Greg. Thank you for doing that video with me. Anyway, but when I went there and he worked with me, this is the song that needs a video. And so I was like, Anymore. That song just kept popping in my head. I was like, let's do a music video of this.
And you had some killer dance moves in the music video. I'm just like, so I'll just go walk around my house and I just think glasses. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's very fun to say out loud. Who taught you those dance moves?
Back in middle school, I used to be a b-boy.
And you filmed that in Anymore in Midtown. Was there any intentionality?
So it came with directions, but also intention, because I was like, well, I want to make this my first music video, and I want to make it good. I went to CEO Greg. He helped me, guide me, and mentor me along the way, because I didn't know. I never made a music video before. So I'm like, what am I doing? And he was like, just do this and this. I was like, so I did this. And then I was doing it with intention.
Right. Because you mentioned about Creator's Block, but you had a lot of projects that were released just this year alone. You had your EP, The Black Testament, Looking for Me, Going Crazy, and now you're going to be releasing a new single entitled Real.
And another on top of that too. So 2 new singles, and this month only. I want to make it special. So 2 singles. It's gonna be Real, and it's gonna be Caress. I can't wait for you guys to hear both of them. Ooh, especially Caress. I can't wait for you guys to hear that one.
I did heard a few of Caress. Can you give any spoilers?
Let's just say this is gonna be a really seductive and loving song. A moment, right? I want to caress you, and I'm being sexual, but I'm doing it in a clever, slick way. How a guy likes a girl, and he's like, "Oh, I like you," and just like that smooth talk. It's kind of like that. Oh man, it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
I did see a snippet that you posted on Instagram. I can see a little bit of inspo from Brent Faiyaz with Poison at the beginning melody. It seems like it's more of a romantic type of vibe. With Caress and Real, do they both carry on a completely different type of vibe from each other?
So it starts with Real, right? And then, because it's like storyline, so we have the Black Testament, right? All those songs line up together. And then it's Real. Real is a transition from sad boy, heartbreak, music to romantic, seductive music. And then Caress follows up with that. You have the first stage, and then the second stage, and the third stage. So I'm like a Pokemon.
And it also goes back, you mentioned that gap, that bridge between that boundary.
Right.
On days where you're feeling low and you have to perform, how do you get yourself up?
I would say they came for a show. They came to see you perform. Kobe Bryant, he said the same thing, but with basketball. I used to play in basketball. Between the singing and the producing, I was in basketball. So it's like I would study basketball people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant, all those people. But Kobe Bryant really, what he was saying, he was like, well, they came to see me perform. My back was hurting, and I couldn't just run away. Even when I feel low, they came to see you. If you look at my Instagram, there's a video of me performing and people waving their hands. I need to tell you something. That day, I was not feeling it. I was going through a lot. But then I put on the show anyway.
And that's what you did earlier. You mentioned you don't owe anyone an explanation. Your investment is yourself. Right. You're very strong with your faith. When it comes down to your faith, how has faith in God helped shape you as a person and an artist?
I would say without God, I wouldn't be here. And I'm going to be honest here. As a person, he's helped me realize what it means to be a man and what becoming a man means. And it means to have integrity and to be honest to some extent, right? I want to be the artist that people want to work with, coachable, being authentic, being realistic. I just feel like when it comes to God, I'm working on that. And I'm working on being more coachable as far as a person and an artist.
Right. Amen to that. We're just going to close off with a fun round of would you rather. So the first question that I have, would you rather make beat and be known, or would you rather be a ghostwriter for a major artist and be anonymous?
I want to do both, but if I had to choose one, I'm going with the songwriter one, because I would say beats because I love making beats, but I really love doing the songwriting process more. I want people to because I changed my mind about this, because at first I was like beats, but then I was like, nah, let me just do songwriting, because I was like, I'd rather be unknown and work with big artists than be known and just do beats. I prefer songwriting better.
And if you had to work with one producer, I would say just for a full album, who would be the first top pick of your dream producer to collaborate with?
Timberland. I would say him. I would say Timberland, because I watched the show called Empire, and he's a part of that production. And I'm like, have you seen the show Empire? It's an amazing show. Oh my God, their songs are phenomenal, and the production is amazing. I'm just like, and Timberland's a part of that. I just want to work with him. So if he ever sees this, I'm gonna be like, Timberland, come hit me up. Let's work.
If you could make a song featuring any artist, whether it be Brent Fayez or Bryson Tiller. You only had to choose one.
Bryson Tiller. I'm a Tiller fan, so like I said, I love all of his work. I love Fayez's work too, but I'm more familiar with Bryson Tiller. So
Gotcha. So you said it will be Real on the 25th, and then it will be followed by Caress.
on the 29th it's gonna be Caress.
Oh, 29. And how can both of those are
Most definitely Spotify, mainly just Spotify.
cool to that? So where can we follow you on social media?
So you can follow me everywhere at VOYCCE, or just click my link in my bio, and it has my link tree on it. It has everything you need to know and where to go.
All right, sounds good. Anyone in the universe that may or may not be watching that you would like to give a shout out to?
I would say shout out to everybody that's been in my corner. I'm talking about CEO Greg, Antonio, you are, I would say the Best Music Show, Black Flag Boat, you as well. I would say Loretta's Only. I would say The Juice. Let's see who else. I would say Highly Unique Radio. I would say everybody that's ever given me a chance, whether it's musically or not musically. Thank you for helping me with that. And just anybody else that's in the present, past, and future for helping me and for me helping you. Thank you.
Very humbling. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Caress and Real is now streaming on Spotify. Scan the QR code to listen and check it out. Be sure to follow the Versatile Spot on Instagram, like and comment. To listen to more dynamic voices, be sure to subscribe to the Versatile Spot on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe.